is TOS Television, your digital first Pan-African news network. I am Abigail Lukwande, and this is Africa Now. The European Union is strengthening relations with Nigeria as it seeks to diversify sources of its natural gas imports in an attempt to reduce reliance on Russian energy. Nigeria is the fourth biggest liquefied natural gas supplier to Europe. At least 40% of Nigeria's gas is currently exported to the continent. The EU seeks to cut the use of Russian gas in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Italy's Prime Minister Mario Draghi has announced a major gas deal with Algeria, which promises to reduce his country's heavy reliance on Russian imports. Under the deal from this autumn, increased gas supplies will be sent through the Transmed undersea pipeline, which links Algeria to Italy via Tunisia. Italy buys the vast majority of its natural gas from overseas, with 40% of its supplies coming from Russia. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has reached out to the African Union for support against Russia's aggression and requested to address the Continental Organization. African nations have showed disunity in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Africa accounted for 24 of the abstaining countries in an April 7 vote in the United Nations General Assembly that suspended Russia from the UN Human Rights Council over its invasion. 9 voted for and another 9 against. Now away from Russia's invasion of Ukraine. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has blasted vigilante groups for harassing and attacking migrants, likening their behavior to strategies adopted by the apartheid regime to target black people. Frequent demonstrations have been held in recent months against undocumented migrants who are often accused of taking jobs from locals and committing crime. Ramaphosa warned that neither the vigilante groups nor politicians inciting local communities to attack foreigners will be tolerated. Crowds of Sudanese protesters gathered in parts of the capital and other Sudanese cities on Monday to mark the 3rd anniversary of Omar al-Bashir's ouster and to protest the prospect of renewed military rule. On October 25, the same military leaders that ousted Bashir, led by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, staged a coup which has plunged the country into economic and political turmoil. A deal is under consideration between the military and some political groups to bypass opposition parties and set up a new government. This is your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. You're watching Africa Now. More stories coming your way after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. In security matters, the European Union will halt part of its training of Mali's armed forces, the EU's top diplomat Josep Borrell said on Monday, citing the lack of guarantees from Malian authorities that Russian military contractors would not interfere in the work. Mali's transitional government enlisted the help of private military contractors belonging to Russia's Wagner group to battle Islamist militants. Rights groups believe Russian and Malian soldiers killed dozens of civilians during an operation against Islamist militants in central Mali last month. At least 30 people have been killed during 2 days of attacks by gunmen in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Red Cross said. It happened in Ituri province, which along with neighboring North Kivu are under an official state of siege in efforts by the government to stop the attacks by dozens of armed groups. The attacks are thought to have been carried out by the Allied Democratic Front, one of the deadliest rebel groups operating in the region. Now the family of one of Egypt's most prominent human rights activists, Alaa Abd El Fattah, said on Monday he had obtained citizenship. Yeah. I'll go to my mic. You should not stress me the more, man, because I'm already stressed. You should not stress me the more, man. Don't stress me the more, man. I thought it was camera. Is the camera on this mic? salvation and glory, honor and power to the Lord our God. For the Lord our God is mighty, the Lord our God is omnipotent, the Lord our God is wonderful. Praise, praise Him to the King of Kings, and the Lord our God is wonderful. Praise God. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. He is wonderful. Oh, praise, praise Him. Hallelujah, Allah Abd al-Fattah. Salvation and glory, honor and power to the Lord our God. Yep. For the Lord our God. Start from the break. For the Lord our God is mighty. For the Lord our God. Yeah. Welcome back on Security Matters. The European Union will halt part of its training of Mali's armed forces, the EU's top diplomat Josep Borrell said on Monday, citing a lack of guarantees from Malian authorities that Russian military contractors would not interfere in the work. Mali's transitional government enlisted the help of private military contractors belonging to Russia's Wagner group to battle Islamist militants. Right groups believe Russian and Malian soldiers killed dozens of civilians during an operation against Islamist militants in central Mali last month. At least 30 people have been killed during 2 days of attacks by gunmen in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Red Cross says. It happened in Ituri province, which along with neighboring North Kivu, are under an official state of siege in efforts by the government to stop attacks by dozens of armed groups. The attacks are thought to have been carried out by the Allied Democratic Front, one of the deadliest rebel groups operating in the region. Now the family of one of Egypt's most prominent human rights activists, Allah Abd el-Fattah, said on Monday he had obtained citizenship as part of a campaign to win his release from prison and spotlight the plight of fellow British detainees. Abd el-Fattah, a leading activist in Egypt's 2011 uprising, was arrested in 2019 and in December was sentenced to 5 years in prison on charges of spreading fake news. He is in his 10th day of a hunger strike against his detention and alleged abuses in prison. Following their arrest last week, former Guinean Prime Minister Ibrahima Kassory Fofana and 3 ex-cabinet members will face charges for embezzlement of public funds in Conakry. The 3 will on Monday testify before the Court of Repression of Economic and Financial Offences. The current junta that ousted President Alpha Condé has promised to target corruption rather than begin a witch hunt on former regime officials. Now in football. Former Chelsea striker Didier Drogba has been cleared to stand in the long-delayed elections to be the next president of Ivory Coast Football Federation. The voting was originally scheduled to be carried out in September 2020, but has been repeatedly postponed because of ongoing issues over the eligibility of certain candidates, including Drogba. A total of 6 candidates have been approved by FIFA to stand in the polls on 23rd April. And that is it on Africa Now. For more updates, visit our website at www.TOSTVNetwork.com. Follow us and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Remember to subscribe on YouTube. To stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network, I am Abigail Ukwade. Thanks for watching.